What's poppin'? Welcome to Real Ones. This is our annual anniversary show. 5 years of Real Ones, so you know what we had to do. We had to tap in with the Realys, where we give out our awards for the basketball season. So I'm here. Raj is there. Howard Beck is there. And also, in the second segment, we have a real friend of the show celebrating with us, Sue Mother Effing Bird. Friend of the show. She's a 3-timer now, so she gets the MFN distinction. We talk about the state of the WNBA, our annual WNBA talk. All things All-Star, all things the future of the league, all things Sue Bird mentorship, podcaster, media mogul. We get into all of that. So tap into the last Real Ones of the season. Cliff, play the theme music. What's poppin'? Real Ones. Logan Murdock here. Raja Beck there. Damn fuck. Raja Bell there.
Yes, sir.
Howard motherfucking
Yes, sir.
Beck at the cut. This is the anniversary show, ladies and gentlemen. We have done 5 years. Raja, 5 years of Real Ones. We're here. This is the annual anniversary show. And we are going to go out with
It's been a
bang.
pleasure, Logan. I just want to, I know you're going to do your thing, bro. It's been a pleasure from where we came from to now. Thank you, Holmes. It's been real.
Oh my God. And then bring it back
No
into the fucking fold,
Don't start
man.
getting all sappy on me, Raj.
Like I'm out here like
Oh,
I'm out here
we
tight necked and shit. Like you know
all
what I mean?
Logan-
Raja came
All
on the
Logan said was like
Riverside.
put on a shirt with a collar for our award show, and like you
Hey.
went like full on like
Beck, this
gangster there.
means
Like,
something
you got
to
like
us.
the gray coat and tie, and
Yeah, I kind of got into it a second
Yeah.
ago. I was in
Yeah,
the
you
closet
did.
like, wait.
you got.
Wait,
You,
what
like,
I
I
got?
just came back from Vegas. You look like a pit boss.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you do. You do. You look
That's
like
not
the
exactly
person
what I was going for, but thanks.
It's okay,
Hey, pit
man.
bosses look good. It's not an insult.
Like 30-year-old Barack, bro. It's all good, man. You know,
Oh.
lock in. Anyway,
We're
also
here.
should say we have a Sue Bird going into the next segment to help celebrate with us. Yeah, man. With that being said, we'll bring Clifford to the fold, who's looking equally spiffy. Look like he put some sheen on, some Afro sheen. Like what you do?
Yo,
bro? You
come
put
on,
some
yo.
Soul Glow.
No,
You
it's not
put
no
you
Soul
put the
Glow.
Pharrell face cream
Nah,
on. Like where we at? What we doing? What's
No,
going
no
on?
Soul Glow, no Afro Sheen. I just decided to be on my little Steve Harvey. I mean, you gotta put the lotion on. You gotta get the curls right. You know what I'm saying? I don't got to shape up right now, but
After
you
this,
told me
you
to
going after this show. You going to Dubai and you about to take some flicks. off
Dubai.
the-
You got Dubai
Yeah,
money
right?
for me, bro? You got Dubai money for me, bro? But nah, man. Look. This is how we gonna do it. I'm gonna be on my Steve Harvey real quick. We gotta get Howard in and out of here. Thank you, Howard, for coming on your break, by the way, too. We appreciate you, brother. We appreciate you taking the time out to do your job on your break somehow. That is a really, really crazy concept.
Technically not my break. I'm just kind of balancing like 3 jobs at once at the moment, but
There
it's
we
all
go.
right.
Hey,
It's all
you
right.
hustling.
I'm
hustling.
teaching some young minds.
There we go. You hustling. You doing your
The
thing,
real
brother.
ones of tomorrow
Yes.
are here in my classroom.
The real ones of tomorrow. Hey, we gotta give you finger snaps on that one for real. Anyways, you want to get right into it? You want to get into the first category? What we doing here? Look, you feel
Let's do
how you
it,
feeling,
man.
Logan? You got a sharp cut. You looking spiff. You got the stripes on, the glasses on. You know what I
I'm
mean?
feeling good, man. You know what I mean?
Waves
You know
are
what I mean?
spinning.
Slow motion with the potion, trying to get to the ocean, man. Let's do it. Let's get to
Roger
it.
got his best. You know what I mean? Coming out the Davis Stern, coming out the no more baggy jeans era suit on, bro. Roger, you looking
Yeah,
sharp,
this
man.
barely fits me, by the way, dog. I'm like, yeah.
Was that
Hey,
was
man,
that-
if this
was that
goes
NBA
over
dress
time,
code
me and
era
Roger
coat?
might choke to death.
No, this was 15 like Cleveland Cavaliers executive suite,
Okay.
there we go.
and it barely fits. So I got about 20 more minutes in it. Man.
All right.
Anyways.
Let's get to the shits, Cliff.
Let's
I'm
get
a-
to the shit. Yeah, my fault, Howard.
I'm in no position to be taking pot shots. Since all I'm in is a polo shirt here, and I'm like feeling like suddenly way underdressed, as if I like just wore like t-shirt and jeans into like the golf club or something. So I'm in no position to say this, but I'm just going to anyway. The last time I saw that coat, Logan, was in Beetlejuice. And I say this respectfully because, like, Beetlejuice is a sharp dresser, man. Like, I can't compete with him either.
okay.
But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
last time I saw black and white vertical stripes on a sport coat, that was pretty much it in the afterlife.
I missed you
God
guys.
damn. Oh man,
That is
this
hilarious.
great.
All right, man. Let's get to
everybody.
it.
Fuck.
Let's get to the shit. So let's get to the first category, Newcomer of the Year. Now, look, this is my first year hosting the Realys, so I really don't know how this is about to go. This is y'all 5-year anniversary. We're all a gang. We're all a group here. So Logan, explain to me, how are you about to figure out who the Newcomer of the Year is?
Man, I really didn't know how to do this, bro. I don't want to take the easy way out and say, because I see what you just did there. You know what I mean? I see how you just put your bid in on the very low. You know what, man? Yes, I'm going to take the easy way out. I'm going to go our new producer team. Cliff and Victoria, who are bona fide newcomers of the year. Like, they have taken this to a whole new level of a podcast with the video. We're going into Spotify video. All the pods are going in the video. They have made that such a seamless transition. So am I pandering? Probably, but do I mean it? Absolutely. So, Cliff and Victoria. So yes, I'm pandering, absolutely, but do I mean all the words that I say? Absolutely. Yes. So that's my newcomer of the year. Do you guys just want to say that's the newcomer of the year? Do you guys have new newcomers of the year?
I was with Howard, like, just full disclosure, when Howard shot off the text saying, can we get a little clarity on some of these? So I didn't know where to go on any of these mofos. I like your newcomer of the year. I would probably co-sign that. I was going to do the whole Stephon Castle thing and go through, like,
I had Ahmed Thompson.
I was about to say, there are actual NBA players that deserve newcomers.
Yeah, I had Ahmed Thompson.
Yeah, I was going to get into those type of things, but I mean, I could definitely co-sign on your real one. Your newcomer. Okay. I mean, your newcomer of the year.
Yeah. Beck, you have a newcomer? I'm sorry. It was a hasty move putting the categories together.
I think these are just like nominees, right? We don't have to declare. We can declare a winner afterward, but like, you asked us to come up with nominees. You guys know me. I get like a little creative and weird sometimes. And I thought, newcomer of the year, like, what's the most impactful newcomer? Could it be Mr. Second Apron?
Here we go.
That's interesting. Yeah.
So think about this. Not the first year of the Second Apron, not entirely new, but this is the first year that we've really seen like the major impact of the Second Apron, right? So think about going all the way back to last offseason, coming into this season. Clippers let Paul George walk because of the Second Apron. The Nuggets let KCP walk because of the Second Apron, and the Warriors parted with Klay Thompson largely because of the Second Apron. And then, eve of the season, the Timberwolves send Karl Anthony Towns to New York, reshapes two teams, the Knicks and Wolves. They both make the conference finals. You could say the Second Apron factored into the Heat not extending Jimmy Butler. There's obviously a lot of factors there, but cost is part of it. That leads to him pouting. That leads to him being traded. Then this summer, fast forward, Memphis Grizzlies send Desmond Bane to Orlando. That's a Second Apron trade. Celtics dumped Porzingis and Drew Holiday, Second Apron trades. The Suns buying out Bradley Beal is about the Second Apron and resetting. The Bucks dumping Dame Lillard or buying out, extenuating circumstances, hamstring, everything else, but still relevant. Pacers not matching what Miles Turner could make from the Bucks, where he left to go. Extenuating circumstances again, but still relevant and Second Apron influence. And on top of it all, what were we talking about within seconds of the Thunder winning the championship? But like, how long can they keep it together in an era where it's impossible to have any continuity anymore? So even after the championship, we're talking about like the champion's future because of the Second Apron. So newcomer of the year, congratulations, Mr. Second Apron.
Oh, Howard Beck. Howard, you came out swinging, brother. Damn.
I like that. Way better at this than.
Meanwhile, I may be underdressed, but I'm overprepared.
Meanwhile,
could we do like newcomer of the year for someone who's been around but they're in new locations, like BJ Bickerstaff and Kenny Atkinson, like for their respective newcomers to their cities, right? Like I didn't know where to go. I was like all over the place with it, but I like that, Howard.
Yeah, man.
Good shit, Howard.
Show them some love, man. Shout out to my favorite newcomer, Paul George of the Philadelphia 76ers. Anyways, next category.
This is going to be a recurring theme throughout the podcast.
Next category.
The nice thing is you can welcome him as a newcomer again when he shows up about mid-season after his latest recovery.
Pow, 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 pow.
Yeah. All right, man. Let me get myself together here, fellas. Gotta move to the hosting duties.
Sorry,
here.
Cliff.
No, the worst trade of the year. Now, before Roger goes off about his mans and everybody had all the bad things to say about it. Raja, just keep cooler heads. Cooler heads prevail here. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna do nothing crazy here because this could fit for two people. Now, your boy Jalen Green, you did say some things about him once he got traded, and obviously your boy Nico with Dallas. So I don't know where we're gonna go here. So Logan started off worst trade of the year.
I mean, I tried to find other trades, but damn, it's hard to beat the worst trade in the history of the NBA. Like, it's really hard to it's hard to top that. And I feel like every time we like that, because it's just going to cast a shadow on both the league and the Dallas Mavericks for the rest of civilization. I feel it's so bad that I feel for Nico. Like, I was looking, bro. So I'm sure we're gonna get to this category, but I was even looking at like compilations for like big arguments throughout the regular season. You see these on the YouTube algorithm. And one of them was like, fire Nico. It just made it to the compilation, bro. Right? Like, even for no reason. We weren't even talking about trades, and he's in this, right? Like, people have a real visceral reaction to this man, to where that he has to have extra security. Like, I remember seeing Nico Harrison be like around arenas before the trade and after the trade and after the trade. It just feels sad. So, Dallas, it doesn't matter how good they are. This is going to, or bad they become, this is going to follow them forever. And then the Lakers, who knows? You just gave them a 10-year championship window. The Los Angeles Lakers. I'm sure Roger's really happy about that, but like most of the league isn't. No.
I'm not a Laker hater. I don't give a fuck.
But yes, the Dallas Mavericks trading Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers. Worst trade of all time. Do we have any? I don't even know if there's. I don't think there's a.
Howard,
try
you want to
back.
take an attempt?
I'm about to say Howard.
I was.
Well, actually.
I was going to pause for a second just to see, was Raja going to try to spin this a little bit and say, actually, I wanted to see, like, was there a counter? Was there like any, like, because you knew this was coming, Raja. Like, you knew, like, there was no, this is a landslide kind of thing here.
I mean, listen, dog, I would just say this. If life has taught me anything, and it's debatable how much I've learned and how much I should have learned at this point, it's to reserve judgment, like, and you just don't know. I mean, I agree with all of the reasons you should have gotten more and all of that type of stuff. But if you want me to play the side of the fence that I played during the trade, I will just go back to say that, like, if anyone knows him intimately and knows, like some of the chinks that might be in the armor and some of the habits that might stop you from being what everyone thinks you should be, it would be the Mavs. So yeah. I still don't co-sign it. I still don't, I agree with all you guys in that it didn't materialize or produce what it should have produced. But I would just say those things again and say, I'll just sit here and watch. Who knows? You said there's a 10-year window for the Lakers to win one. They better motherfucking win one.
I just got to say,
fair.
Raja, ladies and gentlemen, is an amazing friend. Okay, you guys are seeing this right now. He's an amazing friend.
But listen, that's not defending. I didn't defend Nico in that. Like, look, dog, if your job is to take an asset like Luka and spin it for as much as you can get, you failed. Like, I'm not that type of friend sitting here telling you, nah, dog, he did. Like, I'm not sitting here telling you that. But I am trying to see, like, why, what might move somebody to do something like that, right? Like, and that's what I could come up with.
Yep.
So I was thinking about this last night, and I'm like, man, we have beaten the hell out of Nico and the Mavs and Patrick. Dumont. We went through all this, and Raja did his. I think a fair-minded. By the way, I want to say, all teasing aside, Raja's had it's a fair-minded counter, which is they do have, I think, some valid concerns. They had some valid concerns. Doesn't justify the trade, I don't think, and it doesn't justify the when, how, why, what you got back of the trade, but they may have their reasons. Okay, we'll see what happens. Yeah, there's a world here where the Lakers never win a championship, even with him, and maybe we see this trade differently down the road. Probably not. I think it will always be the worst trade in NBA history for all the where, why, how that we just discussed. But all that to the side, I kept thinking, well, this is not an interesting category because it's such a landslide. So if we took Luka off the board, hi Sacramento.
Yes.
Did you really just trade De'Aaron Fox for Zach LaVine and like a sack of beans?
Yes, and
'Cause I think
and
you
then,
did.
and then are actively trying to trade Zach LaVine in the ensuing off season.
Like, I mean, come on, like that. And this is the thing, right? Like, Nico and Luka and that trade have saved a lot of asses from being just absolutely destroyed because that overshadows everything. There's nothing that's going to be more shocking this year, and there's not going to be a trade or a transaction of any kind that's going to be more scrutinized. Like even like, oh, I don't think that it was really that wise for them, the Suns to buy out Bradley Beal and like have all this dead money on the yeah, it's not great. Dame Lillard, dead money on the Bucks, it's not great. Did you see what the Mavericks did? So like Vivek Ranadive is just sitting over there like, what are you talking about? De'Aaron Fox, Zach LaVine, I don't know what you're talking about. Ooh, look, Luka got traded.
He the main one. Like, look what happened. Look.
Right. So, but if Luka's off the board, maybe it's the Zach LaVine trade.
If Luka's off the board, do you throw in the Pelicans draft day trade?
That one was eyebrow raising, but probably not as catastrophic as trading your franchise point guard for a, whatever, like however you want to define Zach LaVine at this stage of his career. Like he's a good player. I like Zach LaVine. This is not to pick on Zach LaVine, but that wasn't a good trade. And everything surrounding it was not great. Right? The circumstances that drove you to this in the first place after firing your coach. And then eventually you fired the front office. Like everything's bad. Every decision making, every significant decision made by the Kings.
And then you come June and you see the guy that you didn't pick take his team to the finals. Damn.
That you traded. Yeah. How long before Sabonis asks out? That'll be the next thing.
I don't know, man. He's going to half-packed A's games and showing all the love. So,
man, don't go to A's games at that. Like
they can't even sell out a fucking AAA. Fucking fuck the A's. Anyway, go ahead, Cliff. I'm sorry. I had nothing to do with it. Had nothing to do with Sabonis. I just wanted to say fuck the A's. But
hey, man, stop hating on the A's. Hey, man. They play in a little minor league stadium. Anyways, we'll see how good of a friend Raja Bell is once it's time for his son to commit to Temple University. Next category. Next category, worst take of the year. Now, fellas, I'll give you some assistance on this one. Y'all had a rough time picking the Western Conference.
Fuck.
The Western Conference was tough for y'all. Now, let me be clear. On the final prediction, Howard and Logan did get it correct, but Raja Bell, my guy, sorry, brother, we had to do it to you. So let me just play. Let me just play it back real quick.
Prediction time, Howard. Who you got winning the series?
Clippers in 6.
Ooh, I'm not mad at that. I was going to say Clippers in 7, but I'm not mad at Clippers in 6. I'll go Clippers in 7. Who you got, Rob?
Yeah, I actually had Clippers in 6 too. I'm with Howard.
Hey. Lakers Wolves.
Stars win series. Usually you point to like the team that has the best star on the floor. All due respect to Anthony Edwards, he's the third best player in the series.
Oh, you know what's crazy? Even if after what you said, Howard, you kind of made me want to go the other way. Lakers in 5.
I'm taking the Lakers.
Damn. Lakers in 5. All right, let's get right to Warriors Rockets. I'm taking the Warriors in 7.
My brain is telling me Golden State, but something about Houston, the youth, the physicality, the athleticism, and what Ime is able to do, like, I'm taking them. Fuck it. I'm sticking with it.
Fuck it, huh? Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Damn, Raja Bell.
I'm not mad at that, though. I'm not mad at that.
Now, Howard, to be fair,
Rockets
to be fair, I did leave out your clip about the Warriors. It was just kind of long and extended, but you did pick the Warriors to win that series. So I'm going to be fair to you.
I did. And it's shocking that I was like long and extended and rambling endlessly. I never did that.
I'm not mad at Roger's pick, though. I'm not mad at his pick.
I'm thinking back. I mean, I appreciate that, Logan. I listen. The Clippers, what is my brain? It's summertime.
It did go 7. It went 7. The Clippers got blown out in Game 7.
Why do we keep? Hold on.
So that's not like
really
crazy.
It ain't crazy. It's just the fact that you picked all 3.
I know all 3. That's tough.
Like I was hoping I was going to find Memphis and OKC in there and be like, you know what, Memphis might have a. But yeah.
I think I was OKC all the way through, though. If the only thing that might save me is I was OKC all the way through.
Yeah, you did.
Yo, wait, hold on real quick, bro. Why do we keep drinking the Clippers Kool-Aid every fucking year to get disappointed? I'm just so disappointed in myself for that. That might be my worst take, just believing in the Clippers. Why do I do this?
Wait.
But I just want to say,
go
Logan, this could be their year.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
okay, Howard Pena. All right, Howard Pena.
Now,
this.
Had we seen game one? Were these predictions? Like when these predictions? This was prior.
No,
Yeah.
this is pre the
This
series.
is the playoff predictions, yeah.
Yeah, I'm remembering. Like it just took me a minute, but like that shit was that was either way. I'm not mad at any of those. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Fuck that.
I think in the midst of that whole entire thing there was Howard said that Anthony Edwards was the third best player in the series.
Damn,
Yo,
that was tough.
and LeBron was
tough.
getting clamped by DiVincenzo, and Luka looked lost the whole series, and Ant-Man went crazy the whole series. I think that was
By the way,
But he is. But I'm not gonna do it. But like,
stop.
Braun, Luka, and
Uh-huh.
and Ant. You say
Yeah.
he's you
And
wouldn't
Ant wound up
you
being the
wouldn't-
best player of the series.
He had a bad game 1 or 2, I think. And I think, if I recall.
No,
from
I'm
that
trying
series.
I'm trying to show Howard some love though. But like, okay, revisionist history on that to some degree. But like, is he not? Like, would you say he's a better player than those two?
I think he's better. Oh, you're going to fuck us up and get us on the take. This might be on the take next year. You know what? Just to cover my ass, man. I mean, as the fact that Anthony Edwards beat them, he's going to say Anthony Edwards is the best at all of them. I think Anthony Edwards is better than LeBron right now. Like that's not, and I don't even think that's a big deal to say. It's tough, but I think LeBron's going to the year 23. Ant's definitely better than him.
Of course.
And he beat Luka, so it is what it is. He
beat the
got the
Lakers.
crown now. He has the crown.
The Timberwolves beat the Lakers. That's what happened.
That's not how that
okay.
works.
Yeah, ain't how it works.
That's
All
not,
right.
that's not how that works. That's not how that works, though. No, we ain't gonna do that. Just because you beat somebody don't make you better than them. That's not how that works.
Okay. All right. Okay. Whatever. Who
Let's
had a
get to
better
that.
series? Who had a better series? Okay.
Listen, I personally have had better series than people like across the course of my career. Never, ever, ever would you hear me say I'm a better player than some of them. Like it just doesn't work like that.
I'm going to channel my inner Raja and say, fuck it.
Look at my Clipper. Look at my singular Clipper series from 06, the numbers from that series, and then throw them up against some of the Clippers numbers from that series. They're going to be right there, but I would never tell you I'm a better player than any of those dudes. Like I'd never do that. It just don't work like that. And we won the series.
What's the next question, Cliff?
The next one is your favorite category. This is the one you've been waiting for, Logan. This is the one we've all been waiting for. As the kids are calling it, the crash outs. Who won the crash out of the year? Now, Logan, I know you was doing some research yesterday on YouTube. You were looking at the best fights of the season. And I think I would go my favorite crash out. He plays for the Detroit basketball.
Reigning champ, baby.
Reigning champ. My boy Isaiah Stewart got in a little scuffle with the Minnesota Timberwolves and DiVincenzo and what's my rookie's name? Ron, whatever his name is. Ron. I'm sorry, Howard. What's my guy's name? Ron Holland. Thank you. The young Ron Holland. He got twisted up a little bit, got tossed up a little bit, got touched up a little bit, but Isaiah Stewart wasn't having it. Walked off the court like a G, held up the Detroit basketball jersey. Rasheed Wallace and Ben Wallace will be crying right about now watching Isaiah Stewart. So, who are the crash outs of the year in your guys' minds?
Yo, I'm gonna start off first because I also picked Isaiah Stewart as my crash out of the year. But I want to use this to defend him, okay? Because I was looking at some clips too, right? Because I think because he's done such a, if we had this award multiple years, he would have been a perennial crash out of the year, right? Right. But I think this year was more of a reputation thing, right? Like I'm thinking about a play against the Denver Nuggets on December 28th, where he blocks Jokic, gets called for goaltending, and Russell Westbrook just baits him into fighting, acts like he's about to fight him, and then looks at the ref and points to Isaiah Stewart, and snitches on him. I can't co-sign that, right? That's one of his ejections, right? Then Orlando, I think this was Orlando later in the season. He gets tied up with Wendell Carter. Wendell Carter just takes him into the Magic bench, and they called fucking Isaiah Stewart for a technical. It was BS. It was reputational, right? Okay, and now mind you, there was a play in Indiana where he just cold cocked someone and gave him a shoulder bump. It gave Thomas Bryant a shoulder bump.
Yep,
that happened.
Thomas Bryant
right?
tried to hit him back.
Yeah, right. So, okay, yeah, he decided that that was supposed to happen. But by and large, when I'm looking at him on the fight compilations, the thing that I see is he is getting baited, and it's not all his fault. Okay, instead of like the 17, however many texts he got, probably should have like got maybe 4 or 5 less. Okay, so crash out of here has to go to him, but I think that he is.
How about this shit? Well, I listen to all that bullshit. All of that bullshit. I'd hate to be your fucking son's coach when he gets to be 10, bro. Because you're going to be that goddamn dad coming up in there talking about, hey, man, what did Johnny do to him? How? But you going to be that. If that's the rant you got, that he's getting baited into all of that?
I'm going to be real. Raja. I'm not going to do that. You know why?
Why?
Because I'm not trying to be that dad who's over here like yelling at the. I'm high fiving, I'm clapping. That's between you and your team, and go be with your team, bro. I'm just doing this for the sake of this exercise, sir.
I'm just saying, like, I generally speaking, if you crash out, and I was a crash out, like coming from a crash out. It can't be that you're consistently getting baited into crashing out, motherfucker. At some point, it's on the crash out. At some point, it ain't he's getting baited. It's that motherfucker will crash out.
Wait, Raja, question for you. And I'm sure this is something the audience have always been wanting to know. I know I wanted to know. When did you realize that you were a crash out, or at least admitted it to yourself, and like looked in the mirror and was like, I guess that's me, right? After like years of fighting it, or did you just like already know what it was with you?
No, but like, I think to some degree, like, there's a stigma attached to crash out, like as if it's a negative thing. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I always, like, that's what I did. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, you guys might not love it or disagree with it, or someone else might look at it and be like, oh, that's wild. The same way I might look at someone and say, like, if they're confronted with something, for them to just accept it and walk away, to me, that's wild. It's just the opposite reaction. Like, bro, I'm not with that dumb shit, so I'm going to call it out, and I'm probably going to crash out. Where someone else might say, oh, dog, like, it's not even worth the effort. I'm going to walk away. Like, it's an equally wild thing for me to watch that, right? So, like, when you ask me when did I realize it, like, I realized what? That's just what I do.
Hey, that's right. Do you have a crash out of the year?
Nah, I mean, I think its body of work speaks for itself. I was going to come on and say me, because I will quite often on these pods like go into some sort of like rant.
I'll go.
So I was going to use myself, but like, nah, like I'm good. Me or him, either one.
Okay.
But I'm good with it, like because I told you before. Like, when you crash out enough, motherfuckers leave you alone. Like,
that's fair.
They leave you alone because they don't know what is going to happen next. So, like,
hey, there was a lot of them Isaiah Stewart clips where people were jawing at him while backing up. Right? They were like, no, but they like back it up. Like, they don't fuck with Isaiah Stewart. To your point, they do not fuck with him. Beck, do you have a crash out of the year, sir? I don't even know if you knew the when we did the categories that you would know what that meant. But so I'm really curious to see.
I was trying to interpret a little bit. It's possible that in our text chain where I asked you for some clarifications on other categories, I maybe should have asked you for a definition of crash out. Okay. I don't know exactly what you would have said.
I would have given you an Urban Dictionary link and then said,
Howard, I can give you an easy answer. Draymond Green. Just say that's your crash out of the year. He can win it. He can literally win it every year.
Safe definition. Always a safe bet.
You can win that every year. Draymond Green. Just go with Draymond.
Nah, I think he's had it like the last 3 years straight, bro. I don't think he earned it this year. I don't think he earned it.
I had some creative
wait, time out. Did you not see how many texts he got and how many series did he play in the playoffs?
Well, I mean, last year he had the extended suspension.
Logan, this man got like 6 texts in like 8 games.
Well, I'm just saying. No, I'm talking about body of work based on like previous years. Like this was a tame year for him.
Yes.
Yo, that's
By
a tame
contrast.
year
It is. By definition, it is.
When was his last ejection?
in the playoffs. Didn't he get ejected versus the Rockets? Or am I tripping?
Cliff, it's always a safe bet. It's always a
Hey,
safe bet.
they're Warriors
No one's
staffers
gonna look
like,
at
hey,
you side-eyed if you throw that name out there.
there are Warriors staffers right now that like have gone through some shit this season that no one else will ever know about. Listening to
That's
this
true.
podcast, like, yes, he is. What are you talking about? Javon is the crash out of the year. He won the award. Oh man.
Does
Okay.
does JJ Redick storming out of a press conference qualify as a crash out?
That is 100% a
Absolutely.
crash out.
That's 100%,
Absolutely. That is 1,000,000% a crash out.
He's in the running. Also, seems like it'll be a safe bet for years to come.
DeAndre Ayton, JJ Redick.
He was
That's
newcomer of the year in the crash out category.
yeah.
That's great.
JJ's wound a
Sorry.
little tight, right? Like that was never going to come off, and like as you're sipping wine with LeBron on a podcast, but suddenly like you're having your substitution patterns questioned in a playoff game, and it's I've just got
Bro.
pulled the quote. Are you saying that because I'm inexperienced and that was an inexperienced decision that I made? You think I don't talk to my assistants about substitutions?
I didn't
every
say
single
that.
time?
You did.
Nobody said any of that.
Nobody said that.
Oh,
That's
man.
a weird assumption, he said as he stormed out of the press conference.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
man.
Oh, it's so
JJ,
fucking
but
funny.
wow.
Definitely crash out.
that was
Welcome to the party,
That was a
JJ.
moment.
Yes, sir.
That was a
All
All
moment.
right. What's the next one?
JJ Redick and DeAndre Ayton. I can't wait for that one. Anyways,
Logan, don't let me catch you at no goddamn 12-year-old practice saying it was somebody
Hey.
else's fault though, motherfucker. Don't let me catch you doing that.
Hey. Well, they're gonna be on your AAU team, so you're probably gonna be telling me from the stands, shut the fuck up.
Oh shit.
Oh man, let's get
Coach
to the
Roger, they
next
should have
one.
did this. Oh, shut the fuck up. Shut up. That's probably what's gonna
Sit
happen.
down.
That's
Go
over.
sit with your mom in the stands, bro. Go ahead.
Oh man,
Oh fuck.
let's get to this next one. This is near and dear to our show and our hearts. The Raja Bell Memorial Defender of the Year. Now, Raja, you know I got to go right to you for this one. Who
It's
is
his award. It's strictly his award.
It's strictly
What's
your
his
award.
mind? This is wow.
Who is the
So
defender
no one else
of
gets
the
to
year?
pick this.
Nobody.
First of all, I'd like to thank God for blessing me with this talent. Without him, but I love these kids. I love all these kids like commitment things, bro. When they get up there and they're like, "Okay, where are you going to school?" and they all launch into their speech. But I digress. The two, I got two. Dyson Daniels and Lou Dort, I think, would be my two, and they're
like
co.
those.
Like I like watching both of them defend. They're different. They're both super disruptive. Like a lot of deflections. They take a lot of. When I defended, I didn't take a lot of risk. My strategy was more to like be as solid as I could be in front of you and keep your body in front of mine and then make you shoot tough shots. I don't think I was as gifted physically as these dudes where I could take a gamble at the ball and then still, recover and contain the penetration. I think Lou Dort does that a little better than Dyson in terms of like he might beat you from point A to point B more often, but he's smaller and more compact, a little more, muscled up. So he's fun to watch, but then Dyson's just so he keeps you recover because of that 6'7" with 7-foot wingspan. Like he's never out of a play. He's always taking a stab at the ball or getting in deflection. It's just they're both really fun to watch. So those two for me, I mean, I could sit here and break them down, but I don't. Those two for me would be the co-winners of the award.
All right, what we got next, Cliff?
Next.
Can I pause for a sec? Just one other quick thing.
What up?
Because I wasn't sure if we all had to, because, Logan's instructions, were a little vague. I wasn't.
It said the Raja Bell Memorial Defender of the Year.
I thought that meant that we were honoring Rod. Like the award is named after him, but all of us were going to give our version of who deserves to be put on the Raja Bell level, right? Like who deserves the praise of being like compared to Raja Bell defensively. And before I did that, I thought, what would be the definition of the Raja Bell defender? So I did what you do in the year 2025. I asked Google Gemini.
Oh shit. It's not sponsored at all.
No, definitely not. And by the way, kids, don't use AI, don't use ChatGPT. It's all trash. But in this case,
just let Beck do it.
Just for fun, if you're doing it for kicks, it's okay. According to Google Gemini, I asked what kind of defender was Raja Bell. This is what Google Gemini told me, Raja
Oh
Bell.
shit!
It's not. It's much better. I was hoping this is gonna get like just bizarre.
Yeah.
This is actually pretty good. Raja Bell was known, according to Google Gemini, as a tough, gritty, and smart man-to-man defender. He was known for his strong on-ball defense and ability to guard the opposing team's best player. He was also a solid perimeter shooter and a reliable role player. How about that? Gemini likes you.
Yeah, thanks, Gemini.
Thank you.
Just thought I'd throw that in there.
Thanks. Yeah, I'll take that. I mean, yeah. I think that's an accurate depiction of my defensive. Like, I was not overly gifted with like speed, strength, and all of that shit. Had to be smart and couldn't take. That's why I appreciate these two dudes, though. Real talk, because people, it just looks like someone's defending, and unless you've tried to stay in front of someone and can really, you can't really appreciate how quickly you're out of position guarding someone that's as big and as strong and as fast as some of these guys. So just taking a gamble at a ball takes your momentum out of the normal course of where it should be, and they're by you. And so I could never really afford to be taking swipes at a lot of balls like that, a lot of steals. And these dudes do it, and then they're right back in front of you. It's like wild.
Like that. Very, very interesting. So, of course, in Howard fashion, he doesn't pick an actual guy. He goes to AI, but discourages kids to use AI, but then uses AI to define what Raja Bell is, but then doesn't give a player.
Alex Caruso, but
okay, Caruso. There we go.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Gemini.
Instead of going to Gemini, you could have just said Alex Caruso, and we could have saved you some time out. Just saying. just saying.
Clips in a bag.
Just as a host, I'm trying to help you out here, brother. We working on time here.
What's up, guys? You know who it be, Jomi. I got this nice little hobby, but we'll get to that. I just want to extend my love and admiration for everybody over there at Real Ones. It's 5 years of keeping it real and holding it down. Logan, Raja, Howard, BC. You guys are amazing. The work you guys do is incredible. Congrats on 5 years. Shout out to everybody who's worked on that program. Kern, Kai, Cliff, Victoria, everybody behind the scenes that makes it happen. Keith on the socials. You guys are all amazing. And honestly, this show holds a special place in my heart because I'm out here in wonderful San Diego covering Comic-Con for the Ringiverse, in part because Logan helped put me on. You know what I mean? So, my success is your success, brother. And so I cannot be happy for everybody, man. 5 years, y'all got the Kobe, man. Come on. Love y'all.
Let's get to the final 2 categories. This one, the moment of the year. Now, Logan, you've seen quite a few moments this year at Golden State with Steph. Howard, you witnessed some moments in New York as the Knicks went down in Eastern Conference Finals after they named some streets after a couple guys. And Raja, you just mentioned a lot of great moments, or you saw a lot of great moments this year from your sons, who are probably going to be #1 player in the NFL and probably an All-Star in the NBA. So, what would you guys
goes to
moment?
Temple.
Oh yeah, before both of them should commit to Temple. By the way, we got some NIL money coming in. But anyways, the moment of the year, guys. What is the moment of the year for each one of you? Howard Beck, we are going to you first.
I struggled with this because the first thing that popped in my head actually was not Tyrese Halliburton's game tying. Thought it was momentarily game winning. Got to throw out the choke sign. Homage to Reggie Miller versus the Knicks. But you know what? I think it might actually be Aaron Gordon. Like the game-winning putback at the buzzer. Not as big, the stakes weren't as big. It's game 4 versus the Clippers, and it's, a first-round series or whatever. But man, we've never seen a game-winning putback dunk at the buzzer, period. Regular season, playoffs, anything. And the game would have gone to overtime because it was a tie game. So who knows what the outcome would have been. But the Nuggets win it, and the Clippers could have. And if they did, they would have been up 3-1. And
my prediction would have been right.
And we would not have been humiliated by Cliff.
Mine too.
Instead, the Clippers losing 7. So I think that's it. I think Aaron Gordon's my moment of the year. Just with narrowly over Tyrese Halliburton at the Garden.
Yeah. Logan, what was your moment of the year this year?
Now, I could go Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in game 4. I could go the night that Luka Doncic, the trade went down. That's just a legitimate moment. I could go to the number of Tyrese Halliburton shots throughout the playoffs that define the playoffs. One of the great playoffs that we've had over the last decade. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give it to the Stud Buds live stream from WNBA All-Star Weekend. Shout out to the homies.
Entire other league here.
Yeah, we're just this is a hoops pod. And so I don't know if you guys were hip, but shout out to Courtney Williams and Atisha Howard from the Minnesota Lynx, who live streamed every moment of the WNBA All-Star game. And so you got monumental moments like Natisha Howard hitting on Angel Reese and getting curved like a Barry Zito pitch. Or you're seeing a wild moment between Rogers fave Megan Rapinoe saying some things that, we don't really have to repeat on this podcast to ask about, somebody's activities, we shall say, on a live mic. Yeah, it was just a great time. Or Kelsey Plum pulling a whole Raja and taking a whole shot of Crown Royal before going out to party. It was a great time. The Stud Buds are here to stay. It was awesome. Me, Cliff, and Victoria were locked in all last weekend, sending content to each other about the utter debauchery that was going on behind the scenes of WNBA All-Star Game. It was a fun thing, and I hope they come back, and I hope that they live stream every second down the stretch of the WNBA season because they are amazing. And shout out to the Stud Buds, man. That's my moment of the year. That whole live stream, the 72 hours was a whole moment that will be living in infamy. It's my moment of the year. The Stud Buds.
Stud
All right.
Buds.
All right, Stud Buds.
Now, before we get to Raj's moment of the year, I just want to give an honorable mention to Joel Embiid pushing a reporter. That just described the Sixers season.
Jesus.
I mean, what a moment. Raja Bell.
That was a moment.
That was quite the moment.
It was something.
Raja Bell. What was your favorite moment of the year?
No, I don't think I have. I think mine's like a compilation of moments.
Okay.
But Howard touched on them. I think Tyrese had just such a run of like just game winning, game tying, like clutch moments. Not just the Knicks, but like the Cleveland one where it's
Milwaukee.
like, there's just some wild stuff that he was pulling out throughout the course of like even regular season, I think, through the playoffs. So like his moments, like game closing clutch moments for me were probably the moments of the year.
Shout out to Tyrese Halliburton for giving us the ultimate playoff content. Get well soon, brother. Now, let's get to the final
Wait, beforehand. Hold on.
What's up?
We have one for you. Who is your Philly sports person of the year, sir?
Now, do I have to be serious about it, or do I got to give you a real legitimate answer?
Whatever you want to call it. Yes.
I want to say somebody's name, but I don't want to say it incorrectly. So,
Okay.
You know what? The Philly sports person of the year will be my guy, Saquon Barkley. As you know, the Eagles are the defending Super Bowl champions. Saquon Barkley comes to the Eagles from that dreck organization that is the New York Giants and, finally comes home to PA and realizes, there's actually a football team here that could actually protect me and I could run through the hole and score a couple touchdowns and rush for 2,000 yards on top of that. So, Saquon Barkley, salute to you, my brother. You did some wild things this offseason, but respect for me. Philly sports person here for me.
Some wild things this offseason. Hey, can I give an honorable mention, even though like it's Cliff's category, to Gilly?
Oh, yeah.
Gilly.
Yeah.
Shout out to Gilly.
I mean, he's not sports, but he is sports.
No.
Right?
Gilly
like,
is
he was
sports.
like, he is
Yeah,
sports.
Gilly is
Gilly
whoever
play
he
more
wants to
sports
be.
than everybody here combined.
Straight
Gilly
up.
be on the
Straight up. Yes.
Gilly will race people in Detroit. Gilly be playing
Straight up.
football. He be going to
We'll
Big
tell
Three All-Star
Paul George
game.
to his face that he ain't been shit since he's been in his Sixers uniform.
He
And
hooped with
say it
Jeff
to his
Teague.
face.
Jeff Teague and them came to the city. He hooped with them. Gilly allegedly he said he busted PJ Tucker's ass in a run. That's what he said. And PJ Tucker was picked up the next week. This is allegedly. This is what Gilly said.
Hey.
He said he cooked him. He cooked him, but
And he helped put some publishing checks in Too Short's pocket. So, shout out to Gilly for sure.
Shout out to Gilly, man. Shout out to,
Yeah, man.
hopefully, I'm gonna catch him at the runs this summer. My man Gabe at St. Joe. Shout out to Gabe. Anyways, let's get to the final category here. It is the real one of the year. Fellas, who wants to start it off? Who wants to give us the real one of the year? You know what, Howard? How about you start it off again?
You did the most research.
Yeah.
Did we drop a category there? Who won the year?
We had to. We saved some time here, brother.
Oh, all right. All right.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Time saving is good. There are a lot of directions we could go here, guys. Real one of the year. What does it mean to be a real one anyway? How real is real? How real is too real?
Ooh. When keeping it real goes wrong.
Well, keeping it real So here's the thing, because there was some serious going wrong of keeping it real this year. Like maybe, I don't know, saying at a press conference into a microphone and several cameras, I knew Luka was popular. I didn't realize how popular he was.
You just said that you didn't want to kick him down.
I'm just saying it's in the running. But I also thought about how real Jimmy Butler kept it in Miami, just so that he could make everybody so uncomfortable that he got what he wanted and got himself traded to the Warriors. Like, we may not like it. Heat fans certainly didn't like it. The Heat as a franchise and many, many people there did not like it. But if we're talking about who kept it really, really real and it impacted the NBA season, like Jimmy Butler was true to himself through it all. Good, bad, or otherwise, we don't have to like it. Jimmy Butler was real as shit, and he got what he needed. He got what he wanted. He got traded to the Warriors and got a nice fat extension. So, we can let Nico off the hook for a really inadvisable press conference admission and hand it to Jimmy. How about that?
Yo, I really thought you were going to give Nico Harrison Real One of the Year, and I was kind of hoping you would.
I mean, there's a case to be made for that. If in the same, right? If we're saying, that was pretty.
I thought he was going to do it.
All of the shit, Anyway, go ahead, Logan. You go.
Is it okay? I was going to go with Tyrese Halliburton, man. To go into the Garden the way that he has done, and also let's not act like the Pacers were was a shoo-in to go in the finals. Quite the contrary. We didn't think that they were even remotely close to getting there, and then they just kept winning. And Tyrese, say everything that you want to say about him, man, but he pushes teams towards winning. This is what it is, and you've seen what he does. You see why Sacramento have continued to be ill-advised with their decision making over the years, but. I remember when he got traded, and I was like, you just don't trade people like Tyrese Halliburton. I don't know what he's going to be necessarily, but those are the guys you want to keep in your building as much as you can. And you've seen just how he can galvanize a group, and I feel so bad for him and his Achilles. But the run that he went on throughout this postseason, the stats, it's going to be one of those postseasons where it was like you had to be there to see it for him. But the people that saw it were like, nah, he was real. He was real. So I'm going to give it to Tyrese Halliburton. Real one of the year.
There you go. Also a real one for going out there and playing with that injury, dog. It paid the ultimate price. But he was thugging it out. So I can see that. My real one, I'm going to give it to SGA just because, he just gets better and better. He's the best scorer in the league. Won the championship. Wasn't easy. Had to figure out some things coming into the playoffs. The narrative was maybe not the scariest number one seed, right? And if you could grab them, you wouldn't be afraid because they weren't really experienced in that regard. But they figured it out. They got it done, and he had some great moments. He struggled in a couple games, but he figured it out. So I think you win an NBA championship, you go wire to wire like OKC did. They deserve to have somebody on a podium somewhere, right? So real one of the year, I'll give the SGA.
Their season and finals MVP.
No doubt.
It's a rare achievement. I love him. I love him as the real one of the year. I love the Halliburton pick too, Logan. There was a long stretch there where until when whoever wins the championship, they become the story, right? You are the story. But right up until Tyrese goes down, you can say that Tyrese Halliburton was the story of the postseason. Yeah. A lot of other teams, whatever, they had their successes, failures, whatever. There's all these storylines of the postseason. Tyrese Halliburton was the story of the postseason for a good 6-7 week stretch there, and he was awesome. And it sucks that we don't get to see him next season.
It does suck, and I just sprung into my mind the real one, right? So the real one is his daddy, running up on Giannis.
Wait, was that a crash out?
Running up.
That was a crash out.
Absolutely.
A crash
All
out?
of that is a crash out.
Wait,
Yeah.
hold on.
Is this like when he
Hold
the
on.
EGOT? Like you won all the awards?
Hold on. We were neglecting one crash out of the year. Raja Bell at his son's game talking mad shit, getting caught on camera.
No doubt. But I wasn't crashed out. I mean, I don't know if I was crashed out.
You
though.
said, yeah, take that shit. Yeah, well, you said that to other parents.
Roger, you was patting your chest, yo. Like that was crazy.
Yeah.
You
But
said,
that's-
fuck
I mean,
out
I
of here to
wasn't-
some other parents.
I did.
Okay.
But like I was meeting
When I call
energy
you,
with
when
energy.
I call
Like,
you in
I wasn't,
12
like-
years, when I call you
Yeah.
in 12 years saying that I did that shit, or you see me on video
No,
doing
but
that
listen,
shit, are
it's
you
all
gonna- are
relative, dog. If you can't tell a crash out, like I know when I crash out. Like
That's
that's
true.
benign. Like that is not a crash out for me, dog.
That's fair.
That's
a
regular
fair point.
shit.
That's not even, hey,
Look,
Roger, that's not even the biggest crash
I'll tell
out
you
you've
a
ever had
story.
on,
You want to
on
hear?
camera.
You want to? I'll tell you a story. You want to hear a crash out story?
Yes.
Nobody. So we're playing in like a 7th grade basketball tournament. We're beating a team, right? Locally.
Yeah.
This coach goes and finds 4 kids that are kind of hanging around the gym that are playing on other teams and brings them over to his bench, suits them up, and puts them in the game against us. I'm asking the people that are running the tournament, like, yo, what the fuck is going on? How is this even possible? Like, what is happening right now? They don't control it. So I grabbed a jersey off of a kid on my bench. It was like a youth medium, barely fit me, pulled that shit on, got it all snug, and walked out onto the court and said, let's hoop. That's a crash out.
Yo,
So-
please tell me that that's a lie, yo.
That's not a lie.
Yo,
But
come on,
I
yo.
had to, but like, look, bro, it was so absurd to me that you're just grabbing 15-year-olds to play my 7th graders that I was cool. I was like, let's hoop.
What?
And then everybody was like, oh, this is crazy.
Oh my
We can't
God,
do that. I'm like,
what?
exactly. This is crazy, bro.
Roger, you would have been fucked up that night if you would have hooped and gave the boys 20. I don't think you would have been able to walk for the next week, dog. You would have killed, but
But it highlighted the absurdity of that. I'm like, yo,
Oh
yeah, so
my
it's absurd that I'm out here as a 45-year-old, but ain't nobody tripping about the 3 15-year-olds that you're rolling out to try to beat us. So sit them down, I'll sit down. That's a crash out.
What?
Good
Yo,
job.
I can't believe
That's
what
awesome.
I just heard.
Incredible.
That's awesome.
That's great stuff. Is
Oh
that on
my
film?
God.
Luckily, it's not on film.
Fuck.
Oh, man.
God damn it. Oh, man. Okay. All right. Oh, shit. All right. I just want to, before we close out, man, I just want to say, yeah, real one of the year for real is all the real ones out there worldwide, dog.
No
We've
doubt.
always held this down, dog. Raja, I was at an airport. I was at Vegas airport, leaving Summer League. And I don't know if you listened to the last episode, but we were talking about how you fucking your airport shenanigans on the podcast, right?
My airport shenanigans?
Yes,
Your inability
yes.
to rent a car correctly.
Yeah,
Wait,
and
what?
yes. But anyway,
I didn't listen.
just-
What happened? What'd I do?
well, we were roasting you basically because you didn't really give proper respect to Atlanta Airport. And-
airports fucking
and you let-
suck.
It fucking
And you let
sucks.
yourself get stuck in that rental car line, which, like, after all these years of traveling, you should know better. But
Yeah, but anyway, the point is, so somebody hit. He didn't give me his name, but he had a European accent, and I'm walking the board back to the Bay Area, and somebody runs up on me, and I'm like, wait, hold on, what's going on here? You over here running up on me? But somebody was like, yo, man, are you Logan Murdock? And I'm like, yes. And he's like, yo, man, I'm listening to your podcast right now. And it's so
wow.
crazy because you're at an airport and we're at the part where we're talking about Raza being fucked up at the airport. This is crazy. So shout out to all the real ones who like even come up on us, man. Like there's so many anecdotes of like how y'all show up. I remember the homie when I was walking near my crib and he was in maybe like a 04 Benz and he was like, hey, like he was at a stop line. It's like, hey, you Logan Murdock? And I'm like scared. I'm like, wait, yeah maybe, yes. What's up? He was like, I like your shit. And I'm like, for sure, bro. Thank you, man. And then drove off.
Okay.
I was like, oh, shit.
all right,
But even them people like, who scared the living hell out of me. I
could have gone a lot of
appreciate you guys.
directions.
Yeah. But yeah, no, man, it's been 5 years. Can't wait to do it even more. It's crazy to just even think about how far we've come. Yeah, man. If I say any more, I'm gonna choke up. But thank you guys so much for holding down. We'll be back in the fall. Any last words, guys, for our 2025 release episode before we get to Sue?
I will. I had fucking booked Hertz rental car, bro. I had it. I was curbside. I don't do the lines in Atlanta. I had to cancel it because Ty got sick. And then when I went to rebook, there were no more cars.
Oh, man. Okay. All right.
3 weeks later, we get the alibi.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Any last words, Howard?
No, listen, you shouted out the real ones, our audience, the people who tune us in every week. I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible. And we got to see it and feel it in San Francisco at the live show. That was one of my highlights of the year. It was awesome. So yes, thank you to everybody who's been listening. Shout out to my pal Joanne Larson, who's been a real one loyalist from the beginning, shooting us notes all the time. She tried to meet you one of those days there in Sacramento, Logan, but you were too busy running around the arena.
Big timed her. Just like Logan.
I think she was. She had courtside seats. She was big time at me.
She did.
But go ahead.
Yeah, she might have been too big time that night. But
I couldn't get to her.
No, shout out to all the listeners, and thank you, all of you, including the guy who randomly stopped me at the smoothie bar at the hotel in Vegas when I was at Summer League. And I've gotten used to the idea that occasionally somebody recognizes us from like social media, but he goes, "Are you Howard Beck?" And I was like, wait, what? And he goes, "I recognized your voice."
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
Like that was a whole other level. And so, yeah, Real One's listener right there. So there you go. That was awesome.
Man.
All jokes aside, I should have done better in Atlanta, but I will follow you guys. There are I have a lot of those stories too. I've told some of them on air, and then I've got a lot of people that are in my friend circle, people just from my past that I've known since like middle school and stuff like that will randomly reference Real Ones and how much they love it. And you wouldn't even know that these people are tapped in like that. So I just second everything and third everything you guys just said. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool thing, right? Logan, like I said on the air, from where we started, from what we like, it really is a pretty cool thing. Every time it happens to me, it's not lost on me. So I will second all that.
All right, yo, man. Feelings mutual. I love all you guys. I could talk even more about this. So Howard has to go back to his day job, side job, real job. I don't know. Anyways, all the shits.
Wait.
What's up?
Before we go off, one of the categories, I don't know, put it wherever you want. Post, put it in. Fucking, we have Ben Stiller on the fucking pod, bro.
Oh,
that's my moment. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm not pandering here. Like, for me, I'm telling you, dog. That's like one of my.
No,
that's big. That was real deal.
No,
that's legendary.
No, we need to. Yeah. That's not it. That we need to superimpose that or do something. That is actually the fucking moment. What the
anywhere
fuck?
you want? Yeah,
that is
Roger.
Legendary.
What the fuck? How did did that happen?
What in the actual? Yes, dude. I don't know.
How the fuck did that happen, bro?
I don't know.
We all botched this so badly.
No. I mean, no. It's that we did botch it, but I'm like, how the fuck did he come on the show? I'm still like, I still don't know how that happened. Shout out, hey, y'all go watch Happy Gilmore too, okay? Just for the streets, you know what I mean? Go watch that. All right, go peep it. All right, all right, there we go, man. Shout out Ben Stiller. Shout out to all the homies. And we got. She earned it, 3-timer, Sue motherfucking Bird next. Okay, and we are back with Hall of Famer. You know her from the Seattle Storm, Between Two Birds, and she has 2 podcasts that are doing really good things and a touch more. And Bird's Eye View, which you've just started. Hello, Sue Bird. How are you doing? What's going on? Well, quite an evolution.
Yeah. Your girl's busy.
Yeah. Did you plan this? Like, was this how was retirement? Like, I feel like every time you come on here, like retirement is always like a question that I have for you, how you're getting through retirement. By all accounts, it seems like you've done this the right way. Like, did you plan all of this? I'm going to be a media mogul. Like, yeah.
Have I done it the right way? Yeah. I think I'm all about, all the cliches, getting out of your comfort zone, trying new things, seeing what sticks. But it's been good. None of it has been necessarily like planned out. Like there hasn't been some blueprint I've been following. It really has just been like, oh, what do I like doing? Let me keep doing that. And then, oh, we're podcasting. Okay, I kind of like this. Maybe, there's not one that's just doing, interviews with WNBA players. Let me try that. Okay, I kind of like it. I'll keep doing it. It's kind of been like that.
How was retirement? Like when you're playing, you're looking ahead at it. I talked to Megan about this when she was going through it, and she had like this real, like, it felt like for her, like idealistic view of what retirement was going to be. I'm going to go to Italy. I'm going to go here. And you kind of actually did that when you retired. Like, what is the evolution from I'm going, like the last few months of your career to where we are now? Like, are you like, what did you think it was going to happen versus like where you evolved into?
Well, I was kind of lucky, like different from Megan. It was good and bad. So I retired the year before Megan. So it kind of put me in this like holding pattern. I was like waiting for her, and I was still like tethered a little bit to this like sports schedule, right? So if Megan's Seattle rain season was starting and, it's like March, April, I'm obviously going to be living out in Seattle with her. If she has a national team, she goes to the World Cup in New Zealand, like I'm booking my flight to New Zealand. So I was kind of like tethered to this thing. So that part I didn't love, but at the same time, like it gave me, it was like I was on borrowed time. Like I couldn't really make any big plans. I couldn't do any, big vacations because she couldn't come. So I was just kind of like able to also just chill and kind of like take my time as I like got into this, what is now like a fully formed retirement. So that was kind of nice. It was a nice little byproduct in that first year. Tried some new things. I did Sue's Places, which is a part of like the Peyton's Places family. That was in that year. So I got to try a bunch of different stuff. So stayed busy, but not like crazy. And then in year 2 and 3, which I'm now in year 3 of my retirement, now it's like full steam ahead.
Yeah. Is there a goal that you want to have in your media career right now? Is there a place where you just kind of going with the vibes and the vibes just happen to have taken you to podcasting? Like where are you at right now with the media landscape and where you fit into it at this point?
Yeah, it's pretty much been vibes with a little bit of like understanding that women's basketball is like blowing up. I have this whole career to pull from, all this experience to pull from, like super knowledgeable. I have all the historical knowledge because I literally lived it. And understanding that, like, to your point, the media landscape like needs some of that. I really look at it now as like this ecosystem. It's always been that way on the men's side, right? You have everybody from, the ones that are going to give you the hot takes to like the talking heads every day to the insiders who are like, in the mud with teams, like, and everything in between. And now players have their own platforms. And for women's basketball, like that's still building. But when the corner turned and it really blew up, we didn't have enough of the nuance. We didn't have enough of the people like myself, like a Candace Parker. The list goes on. Like even the people who have been following teams, they didn't have large enough platforms. So now I'm like, okay, like it was kind of leading this direction, but I feel like as far as the ecosystem goes, like we need these types of voices.
That's funny. Like you have the bird's eye view, which I love. It seems like it's, you're the OG right now, right? You're the person that is giving advice. I wonder like what kind of OG are you right now? Are you like, cause I know that, you're obviously great with Caitlin, Paige. You've taken a lot of these women under your wing. But are you the type that are you texting like Caitlin after a game, like, yo, you should have did this in like the 3-minute mark of the third quarter? Or like, are you hitting Paige like, yo, I saw this move? Like, how are you approaching this elder statesman role that you've kind of taken on since you've retired, it seems?
Yeah. Man, yeah. OG. I'm not like a double OG. I'm just the OG. I'm not like the Cheryl Swoops, Lisa Leslie OG. They're my OGs. Okay. No, I'm not texting anybody after a game. What are you, crazy? If I was a player, I'd be like, block that number. No, I kind of just try to make myself like make it known to anybody. Like, you want to talk? Anything you want to talk about? You want to talk about the actual game? You want to talk about like the life of a pro athlete? It's always great to learn through other people's experiences. But I always make sure they know like it's not going to be, I'm not talking to anybody to try to make it the same. Like you gotta like do your own thing, but like to pull from other people's experiences. I always found value in that. I always was down to listen to people talk. So I just try to make myself available. And then it's really, from there you build a relationship. But I think the player, whoever that is, also has to want that, Like you want it to be like a good vibe there. So no, definitely no text after the game. That'd be crazy.
Like, what advice do you give for any of them? Because you were a star in a different age, right? And this is a completely different even level of stardom for even the two I just mentioned, but also like whoever you are mentoring at this point. What do you see as the differences and the similarities between when you were a star versus when a Caitlyn or a Paige or a Juju coming along or an Angel Reese? What are the differences that you've seen and how they have to maneuver through this new WNBA?
Oh, I mean, there's so much of it that I can't relate to. I don't think like Twitter and Instagram really became a thing till I was in my like, I don't know, early 30s, maybe late 20s, early 30s. I mean, God, I don't even think we had text messaging until like my second or third year in the WNBA, which is crazy. I think the iPhone came out. I was already in like year 5 or 6. Like, but it's a totally different world. So in some ways, I can't relate directly in that I didn't have to deal with this as let's call it a 21-year-old. I didn't have to deal with any of this at that age, but I had to deal with it a little bit later in my career. So I have like a taste. I have an understanding. I obviously live in the world. So I see it. I'm now a podcaster. I see it even more in podcasting. People like to take your words and run with them. But the other part of the experience is like the actual playing. It's the actual life of it. I think social media does make the highs feel higher and the lows lower, but there's still lessons that I think all of us who played understand about those highs and lows. So, at the same time, I've always believed that, if you're an athlete and you're trying to, win championships, you're trying to get better as a player, you're trying to build a brand, you're trying to be a successful business person, you still do have to, back to the cliches, keep the main thing the main thing. When that is going right, like when you're prepared, you're checking all the boxes on the basketball court, like for yourself, everything else, the highs and the lows don't feel as high or as low, right? Forget social media for a second, but they just don't, because that's the things you can control. So those are like just some of the messages.
I remember a few years ago, I was interviewing Draymond about his foray into podcasting and being a media person. And I asked him why he wanted to do that. And he said similar to you, right? Like to get the nuance into the game. And he was kind of talking about it like, how Draymond is like as a crusade for the common player and things like that. But I think it's the same idea as what you have, but it's a different landscape with the NBA, right? Like you're definitely like growing a platform as the league is growing in a different way than the NBA is. But like, I guess my question is like, what are we missing right now as from a coverage standpoint on the WNBA right now? Talk about the nuance that I think we're missing from someone that played in the game. What if you talk about the discourse that we see? I can think it's wild. It's wild. What is this in a utopian world? What is the perfect way that we look at this game that is played right now in the W?
Yeah, I actually think what happened at WNBA All-Star is like the perfect entry point or perfect way to start answering this question. I feel like a lot of the narratives and the conversation around the league has just been about, all the negative and like how certain players don't like certain players and how they don't get along or whatever it is. And I think you saw it All-Star. I mean, thank you to the stud buds, if we're being honest. But you saw.
I was just hold on, Sue. I was. You said it first, but I really want to give flowers to the stud buds because I mean, Victoria is on the line right now, and Cliff, our producers, and literally all this weekend was like sharing stud bud content, and somehow, Sue, you and Meg had one of the wildest stud bud moments, which I was. No, you were there. You were there.
I was there. I was left speechless, though. I was left speechless. I was like, wow, she really just went for it.
I mean, we both know Megan, and that's what Megan does. Megan says some wild shit. But the funniest thing, and we'll get back to the point, the funniest thing about that moment was that Megan whispered into Natisha's ear where the mic was. So she was whispering, and we heard everything.
Wait, do you want to know the best part about that? This is the best part about that.
Do.
She didn't even know. So it was like the next day, and we're talking about it, whatever comes up. And I was like, oh, something like, how you whispered. She was like, what do you mean? So she didn't. In fairness to Megan, she's not on social media like all that often. Like She's really not.
Especially post-retirement.
Yeah. No, she has like I'm like, I go to her for advice on that. She has a great relationship with it. And I was like, oh my God, you don't even know? I was like, you went to whisper, and I explained the whole thing, and she was like, no way. And then I played it for her. I was like, you were even loud. Your whisper was louder than the conversation was. Best part, she didn't even know.
Did you know in the moment that this was happening? Did you know?
No. But I saw the clip.
Okay.
No, there was no way to know.
What was your favorite stud bud moment of the aside from you two? What was your favorite? My personally one. I mean, the Tisha got curved. That was funny. By Angel, that was hilarious. What was the other one when Kelsey took the swig of the crown? That was a legendary moment in W history. It just didn't even like blink. There are a few others, but what were your favorite moments from the stud buds?
Honestly,
experience.
I think the way they hyped Kathy up, and they had Kathy. They were doing some dances. They were doing, she was talking about, tell us what you got on, girl. Like there was a little bit of that. There was like, what are you wearing? And then later in the night, they had her dancing. I think that might have been my favorite by far. And I think it was, I forget who said this recently. Maybe Kelly O'Hara was like, they were dancing with Kathy one night and in a CBA negotiation the next morning. And I was like, if that's not stud buds, I don't know what is.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Right. It's more balanced, right? Like we have the U and then we have the stud buds who I can't wait to see what they evolve into. But like, where are we as a media entity with the W right now?
Yeah. No, what I was more so saying was like, what was great about All-Star Game, the stud buds played a huge role, but you had like Sid and TP doing interviews. And I think this particular All-Star Game gave a lot of people like, the curtain gets pulled back. They get to kind of see inside the parties, inside the locker room, like the different moments and just how much of a vibe it is and just how everybody gets along and how like it's so much fun and how it's pretty much like that, I would say, in almost every sports league. You see it, we've seen it on the men's side time and time again, but then when they go on the court and they compete, it's nobody gets like over, dramatic about it. If there's, a tough moment in a game, or even if like a little bit of a shoving match, pops off, nobody overthinks it. And I think in our league, there's been a lot of overthinking. So I think it was great that this WNBA All-Star, they really showcase like, this is how it actually is. And then, we go out there and we compete. And then when we come off the court, we're like, but where do you want to go to dinner? And that's what it is.
Yes.
That's always been what it is.
I've been saying for years to all my W homies that like you guys, more specifically the W needs a reality show. And we got it with the stud buds, right? Like how close was that to like real W life that you've seen throughout the years? Like, I mean, it was okay.
Yeah. Like they're there. Listen, those two are like their own unique personalities, their own unique friendship. But I think the stuff that was really like true to form was like going out, partying, like having a good time, dancing, joking around with each other. You know what I mean? Like being in those environments together and enjoying each other's company, having a good time. Like that was 100% accurate. And then those two like
felt like
bring their
Sue
own
and
flavor.
Diane like in Russia or something. But that's what it felt like. That's what it seemed like from my experience.
Yeah,
right? From my experience of knowing it. Yeah, it was like that, right?
Low-key happy there weren't camera phones back then. Low-key happy there wasn't 72-hour Twitch streams. No, it's, by the way, it's not like we're going crazy. We're just like, for lack of a better, like normal people having a good time.
I was very jealous. I'm talking to my editors about sending me to WNBA All-Star next year.
Yep.
As you know, I'm trying to go. So let's zoom out from WNBA All-Star in general. Like this specific one felt like a moment, right? Like I've watched All-Star games from afar for the last few years. We've referenced the stud buds. We've referenced, you've been interviewing people, but it felt like a lot of things came together at once. What do you think that this, a few days out, what do you think that this meant for the W based on the trajectory it's going right now?
Yeah, I do think it was a moment. I think anybody who is even like remotely connected to the WNBA, you couldn't open your social media without it just being flooded with all-star content, right? And that's usually what you experience, as an example, when it's the NBA All-Star Game. Just content, whether it was the stud buds or like the skills challenge, the 3-point contest, like so on and so forth. So it felt big. It was big. I was there. It was big. I think it's been like building to this moment. Last year's All-Star Game felt big as well. It was very much like a glimpse into the future. The big difference was it was an actual game because the Olympic team was together and they were like getting ready to go. So they were like actually a team. The All-Stars, they were probably just chilling, even though they ended up winning. But that had a different vibe to it. Whereas this one was just like Phoenix last year, only it was more just celebration, right? Like all of it, every activity, every activation. I already mentioned Friday night, then Saturday, the game. It was all a big celebration. And I don't know, I think we got to show like what was real. I think they all got to show like what's real in the WNBA as opposed to like narratives that are out there, conversations that people like to pick up on. This is really what the WNBA is.
What was your favorite moment?
I've never,
other than your boo, like out here wilding.
I think Friday night, I had never seen, Sabrina famously went against Steph, had a great 3-point contest against him. Also famously has the highest score with like 37, but I didn't see either of those live. So to be in the building, I think she hit 30 and there was a moment where she hit like 10 or 11 in a row. And to like actually feel that energy was pretty dope. But then also the skills challenge, like, and I'm not just saying that, like every single person went hard. Like they were trying. It wasn't just like too cool for school. And so I think it really made for like a really fun show. The crowd was great. It was basically, sold out. Really good performers. Like they just did a really good job overall on Friday night, I thought.
What I do want to talk to you about is Unrivaled and just the growth of the off season, right? Like yes. I think you guys are doing it right. Like we've seen with men's sports, like having an off season league just doesn't work for them. And you guys have been able to make it work. I'm thinking about like the USFL, right? And the UFL back in the day, right? Where it just hasn't been able to compete with the other league, but you guys have been able to do that. We all know that, the W and players are trying to make more bread and supplement a lot of income, and the Unrivaled is doing that. AU is doing that as well. But from a playing standpoint and game standpoint, to have a specific type of off season seems like it would help, the W product in women's basketball in general. How does a player balance playing both leagues, and how can this model sustain as we're trying? I know the W is trying to get more games, and you guys are trying to build the business of Unrivaled. How do you balance that as a player in the modern game?
As of right now, the WNBA season, this year I think we're playing the most games ever at 44, but it's still like, you start in like May, goes to like October. That's a lot of time. Like that's a lot of time in the in between. And, obviously everybody knows we all used to go overseas. Some people still go overseas. It's still for some people like the right opportunity, the right money. And the beauty of it is you stay in shape. The beauty of it is, you know what I mean? Like you would go over there and you'd be practicing, you'd be staying in shape, you'd be in game shape, you'd be in game rhythm, you'd come right back. But obviously the hard part was that was becoming like a year-round thing. And I think now with Unrivaled, with Athlete Unlimited, you just have options, right? Every player can choose what's best for them. For some, it's going to be to continue to go overseas. For others, and we saw a lot of them choose Unrivaled. For others, it's like, hey, I get some time off, right? Like Unrivaled last year, I don't think it started till like early January, mid-January. Season ends like October-ish. You get some time off. You get time to yourself, time to maybe, rest your body. Maybe you got an injury, whatever the case. Then you show up. You play for the, whatever it was, like 2.5 months. And then you even get like a tiny bit of time before the WNBA starts. But in those 2.5 months, you get to get back in game shape. You get to work on your game. So the thing about overseas is you don't always get to have the player development time, like the you time, right? Like you and a coach where you get to work on something. I know they've done a really good job at Unrivaled, like making that a focal point. And that's so important. And what's interesting is you really have seen it. A lot of the players who played in Unrivaled are having great years this year. So it's a nice balance. And I think from a player standpoint, it's really not hard. It's actually a perfect, it fits perfectly in the calendar. You get a little bit of all that you need. And then come WNBA season, you're ready to go.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. Why was a 3-on-3 model? So why was that so important for this winter?
I'm not sure. I think it's just something that Unrivaled saw as like a business opportunity. It is growing. It's an Olympic sport now. maybe I actually don't know the answer. I'm not like in the rooms for Unrivaled. I'm not an investor in Unrivaled. So it's like, I think maybe I don't know that it's not as taxing as 5-on-5, but I think it was a business model that they saw a lot of potential in. That would be my guess.
So like I'm in the Bay right now and right in the back with the Valkyries, and it feels like, this team has been obviously really good. But what I want to ask though is, feels like there's been an infiltration. They are going full on. We're going to go overseas. We're going to try to scour the world for talent. Even if we got to stash some people, we're going to do it. We're going to what? Not necessarily what do you think of that model, but how do you feel the W is going to go even more international? Do you see other teams emulating that model? And do you see that? What does the W look like in 5 years when it comes to that? It's so fascinating seeing that team on a day-to-day basis try that.
Well, first of all, the WNBA has always been more than welcoming to international players. The issue was, why did we go over to Europe? Because they were paying more money. So a lot of these European players, whether it's the EuroLeague season or there's some other leagues as well, but the top league is EuroLeague, whether they were just getting enough there where it didn't make sense to play year round and go to the WNBA, be away from home. Sometimes it had to do with like national team commitments for some of these players. So there's a variety of reasons why not every single European player, specifically Europe, right? Australia, we've always had players come over. Brazil, we've always had players come up. So specific to Europe, it didn't always make sense for them, like from a money and time perspective. But now that the money is increasing, to answer like your last question, in 5 years, if the WNBA CBA turns out the way we all hope for it to turn out, which is players are getting paid, obviously the media deal is coming in. So, I think like arrows point towards that, really just given the media deal alone. I think it's going to be more attractive for European players to want to come over here. It's already the best league. It's the best competition. And I think it was the money part that was really the deterrent for them. When you look at Golden State, what I think was really smart by them was they were in a position where they're an expansion team. You know what I mean? Like they're just trying, they're going to pick the players in the expansion draft, which they did a great job there. But then they, I think in a really smart way, just decided to get like creative with it. Like what European players can we get to come over here to like build with? And a lot of the players they got, with the exception of like, I don't know, maybe like one or two, are like vet players, like players that have been around. Like whether, not all of them had played in the WNBA before, but some of them had. But a lot of them are like vets on their national team, or at least have like 3, 4, 5 years under their belt. They're vets in EuroLeague. So these are like, substantial players who have really like made a mark. And now they're going to come over here and help build a foundation, build the culture. And that's what I think was really smart by the Valkyries, to kind of go that European route. Plus they're just tough, man. European players, they don't give a F, and they're just like tough. So I think it was really smart.
Yeah. I want to get to one of your homies. We talked about retirement earlier. How are you coaching Diana through retirement? Is it like, I know you're coaching her.
Nah, she's doing great.
Is she doing good? Is she doing better than you are, do you think?
Who's to say? I think she's doing great though. Like, she's, Penny, she's got her 2 kids. I think she's really been trying to like focus on them, because obviously as an athlete, you just miss time. So a lot of time spent with the family, but I don't know. The thing about Dee is she like really moves in silence in a lot of ways. She wasn't like that on the court. On the court, she couldn't have been louder. You know what I mean? Like you can't take your eyes off her when you're watching her play. Yeah. But off the court, from like a business standpoint, from like thinking ahead, she really moves in silence. So if you haven't heard from her in a while, it means something's coming. It just got announced recently. Her documentary is coming out, I think like August 7th or something. So there's a plug for that. I'm looking forward to watching it. So she's always got something on the horizon. You're going to see her again for sure.
Did you coach her the last, tell me how the decision making happened from your end of like her retirement? Did you tell her how to do it? Like how did that come about? Did you find out like the rest of us? Like how did that
Basically.
Yeah.
To know Dee was to know she wasn't gonna be like reaching out.
Okay.
But like it's like when you know her, it's like this is what it is. She's unique in that way. It's like, again, like the way she played, you might think different, but she's actually got like a private low key part to her too. So, yeah, I want to say that Lindsay, you know, who reps D, she kind of reached out and was like, hey, they're going to announce her retirement next week. We would love for you to be a part of the article that's going to do it. And I was like, okay, should I just wait for her to tell me or just like do the article? Like, how does this work? But then she came out here to New York. I'm in New York right now. She came out to New York. She was making her rounds on like Good Morning America, went on The View. And like, of course, she came over. We spent time. We grabbed dinner, like her whole family, me and Megan. And like that right there, like that's what Dee wants to like break bread and have moments.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's what's most meaningful to her. So to like I said, to know her is to know that. And it was fun to share that part.
So when her agent hit her, you weren't like, yo, why can't she has my number? I was probably just texting her today.
I wasn't surprised at all. I wasn't surprised at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How how's it been the evolution of podcasts? I listened to A Touch More, like it's obviously been in different you guys have had different eras of A Touch More, but like the podcast version. We're listening to you and Megan do the podcast like from the first couple episodes to now. And I know with me and Raja and now Howard, how we've kind of evolved as podcasters. At first, like, I know when me and Raja first started, we didn't even know each other. Like, I had like a 20-minute phone call with him and then we just started potting. But like, what I did remember from that situation is like, you're getting to know a person on a different level while trying in front of everyone. And you kind of evolve your rhythm. This is what I was telling Megan when you guys first started. Like, you guys are trying to get a rhythm into the podcast space, and it might seem awkward at first, but you'll figure it out. Did you feel talk about your evolution from when you guys first started the podcast in this form of what it is to like how you guys have evolved as podcast hosts? And it's kind of weird because you're doing it with your boo, but like, how did you guys kind of evolve in your voices through the podcast space?
I mean, I think you nailed it. It's just an evolution. Like, even if it's, you know, the person you live with and are with 24/7, it's still an evolution because you're like doing a show. I think more than anything, this particular evolution was just like us really, we already knew these things about each other and about ourselves, but really like just coming to like understand and like fully like appreciate, right? Like I'm way more of the like producer in the duo, right? Like I'm way more.
Are you the point guard?
Oh, what do you know? It never leaves. Oh, it never leaves you. It never leaves you. Yeah. So I'm way more the point guard, and I'm like doing the prep, and I'm like, you know, getting the outline going, all this stuff. We have a producer. She's wonderful, Jasmine, who does like the lion's share of it. But when it comes to like the me and Megan figuring it out part, that's just more of like my vibe. And Megan's more like spontaneous and wants to like mix it up in the moment. And I think at first there was some growing pains on like figuring out how to do that like simultaneously at the same time without stepping on the other. But now, like I said, I think we got to a point where we're just like, oh, in order for this pod to be great, like you have to do that. And in order for this pod to be great, I have to do this. And now I think we just have like an understanding and appreciation of that allows us to just like bring out the best in each other. And that was kind of the evolution. We never fought it. It was just about just like, oh, this is what it is. Okay, cool. Yeah. And then we moved on.
That's exactly how it was with me and Raja. He was just like Megan. By the way, he's the biggest Megan Rapinoe fan of all time. Loves her. But it was literally like I just had to make it so he can just show up, you know, and just like, and then go from there. And it's been great because he's amazing at it. But yeah, I don't know if you knew this, but you are the guest for our 5-year anniversary of the podcast. So thank you so much. You are a 3-timer.
I am a 3-timer.
I think you joined Rasheed Wallace and Kendrick Perkins. So congratulations.
That's elite company.
Next time I see you, I'll give you like some sort of certificate or something. But that was Sue Bird, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for doing this every year. I really appreciate it. And then I'll see you in a year. So thanks so much. That has been another edition. We will see you guys in the fall. All the shits. Talk to you soon on behalf of Cliff, Victoria, Raja, Howard, motherfucking Beck. That is Real Ones. We'll talk to you guys soon. All the shits. Bye.